up, people? Welcome back to Pick and Pop, episode 7. Here with my boy Mauricio, the
Yo.
co-host. Yeah, bro. Just show it off, though, because we not we not gonna be here too long with that.
Had a good day yesterday, bro.
All right. So, without further ado, though, let me introduce our special guest. The name's been dropped a few times on the show. We've been waiting for my man. Welcome, Lamare. What's up, dog?
What's up, man? What's up? How y'all doing, bro?
Chilling, bro. How you doing,
All
dog?
good, Brody.
I'm alright, bro.
You ready?
Y'all been talking a lot of stuff. Now I'm here, It's been a long time coming, so let's get this show on the road. I'm ready,
Yeah.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it started. Let's do it.
Bet. All right, so let's get right into it. Usually we kind of give the updates of what's been going on, but everybody in the personal solid. We're all having fun. It's a good time. These two boys are gonna be at the Nets Celtics game tomorrow. That's gonna be a big game. We just saw a crazy game, Lakers Bucks, which we're gonna get into. But
that dub.
yeah, tomorrow that's a big game.
Yep. I'm gonna try to definitely get clips or a few things to sprinkle into this episode once it gets released on Monday. Maybe ask a few people a few questions. Who knows? Just to make it more exciting.
Yeah. We also got a IRL video coming soon where we're gonna go to the mall and we're gonna be asking people questions, just kind of off bat, getting let's see what the NBA public thinks. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been on an absolute tear. The comp hasn't been crazy for the Lakers, especially in this winning stretch. But Anthony Davis looks like he's healthy and he looks like he's playing well. So just off rip, I'm gonna go to Lamare first. What you think about AD? What did you think about how he's been playing?
I'm happy you brought up that point with the competition level.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if it was a fluke or not. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I didn't know if Anthony Davis was a fluke or not because he was going against like Jaco Pirtle and teams without centers for real. But the real test was Giannis. I was waiting for him to face that real test like a Jokic or Giannis or something, and he went up against him. And he passed this test with flying colors, I'll say.
Oh, yeah.
44-10. 44-10 and some amazing defense, by the way. He had some signature blocks on Giannis, I believe. That jumper was hitting from the mid-range, bro. He was just cooking. He was the best player on the floor by far.
He was going
in my
at
opinion.
him.
In my opinion. And that's actually good to see. I ain't know, like, when he, like, actually faced that true test, I thought he was going to feel like his back was hurting like he was, like, in the beginning of the season. But nah, he's a straight dog, bro.
Straight up.
I'm happy. That's good. That's great for the NBA. I'm glad the Lakers are on the right track, and I give him all his credit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mauricio. You think?
Hey man, to follow with what Lamir said, I'm very happy too. And AD, he ain't ducking no smoke. Andy talked about it like a few episodes ago. Like,
yes, sir.
He's gonna go at people, bro. He went at Giannis just
right
on cue, bro. Yeah, right on cue. Went right at Giannis, and they were both on each other. Giannis was on Bron.
Oh, of
Bron
course.
dumped it off to AD. AD yammed it, bro. Like that was amazing. He's been playing like a fucking demon lately. Like he's just been going at everybody, taking advantage of people that aren't on his level. And so seeing him, like I said last episode, needing to see the Lakers like actually beat a really good team. They beat the Bucks. And so, like, good shit, bro. Like, I'm happy as fuck.
I think...
and Middleton was back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Middleton back, too.
I think that last possession for the Bucks, they kind of rushed that shot a little bit. Like, Drew kind of rushed that three. I feel like if they would have let everybody get set, because Brooke was still running down, they probably could have done something. But, they missed that three. Lakers get the rebound. AD hits the free throw. And then... that was game. But yeah, so Darvin Ham talked about that. He had a conversation with Anthony Davis. So obviously that's not public, but I wonder like what he was talking to AD about that kind of lit that fire under him. Because this is what we needed, right? So we knew that around this time was the time where LeBron was supposed to pass the keys to AD. And it was like, look, bro, I know what I'm going to do. I'm old, like, let me rock in the playoffs. You carry me through the regular season. But because of his availability, he hasn't been able to do that. So it's good to see AD dominate because I don't think any of us ever doubted that AD is a top 5 talent. But if you're not available on the floor, bro, we can't keep you in that top 5 just off a namesake. So I'm glad he's proven that he's one of the top dogs in the NBA again. And to piggyback off what you guys are saying, when the Lakers are playing well, the NBA is just better. And Russ, again, like, got to keep giving Russ his props. Like, puts a big ass smile on Mauricio's face, but you got to give it to Russ. He's been shining in his role, and he looks so much happier out there. AD looks like he's on a mission, and Bron is finding that groove again since he came back.
Shout out to Russ though, for real, because he's really doing all the dirty work out there.
Hell yeah.
And it was a play like 4 minutes ago. I don't know if you guys could show the clip or not, but he took a charge on Giannis, but they called it a blocking foul. Giannis whistle is crazy. That was definitely a charge, but I just wanted to shout out to Russ for the hustle that he's been showing and accepting his true role and helping the team and winning success. Because that's difficult for a star player to do in the NBA.
Yep.
No,
so
definitely.
I have to give him his just dues for that. For sure.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. He set it for his role. He knows what he's doing, and just being able to just dime up everybody. Yo, he dimed up. Like I'm pretty sure like all 3 of them had a double that game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so for Russ and Bron to both just be diming up in that Bucks defense is crazy to see. No turnovers. And like I know people make fun of my boy for his turnovers. No turnovers, bro. Come on now.
Yeah.
No
That's
turnovers.
Huge.
Great to see, bro. Great things to come.
All right, so let's transition over to the Brooklyn Nets. I was posting about it yesterday, but we have now gone up to the 6th seed and 5-1 in the last games. Shout out to my boy TJ Warren. Played 16 minutes, dropped 10. He's still a bucket. Like, my boy's back. I don't know how he's gonna fit into that rotation because I feel like Jacques Vaughn's still trying to figure out how he's gonna give minutes to Markieff. Now he's got to give minutes to him. So, I mean, we gonna see.
I don't think it'll be hard.
So, KD, and I'm gonna give it over to Lamare in a second for KD. Caught a dub against the Raptors. It's crazy too, because in this stretch, the 2 times we played the Raptors are the 2 times that KD struggled. A little bit was the way that the Raptors were playing him, trapping him, and the shot wasn't falling. But outside of those 2 games, like he went 17, 0 for 3 from 0 and 3 from the 3-point line. He went 17, 9 and 7. Only took 10 shots. But yeah, he's been on an absolute tear. Nets are winning. So really the question is, like, obviously KD, we know he's gonna keep this up. Once he picks up steam in the season, this is pretty standard. But with his play and the way that Kyrie maybe looks like he's buying in a little bit, and the team is starting to play a lot better since Jacques Vaughn's taken over, what do you think is the Nets ceiling right now, where we're sitting at the 6th seed?
Me personally, me personally, I'm biased though. I really think we could go far. I really think we could win it all with this group. Love, for one. Let me talk about Jacques Vaughn being an assistant coach, stepping up to being a head coach. All the drama surrounding the team.
Yeah,
I love his attitude, his approach to the squad, and the way he's carrying himself with the team. He's acting like a true coach. Yeah. He really wants to coach, and he's really bought into these players. And these players are back into him because they can tell that he's very serious with the team.
Yeah.
With the Nets, player by player, let me start with KD. He gets a lot of slack for his leadership. I remember he called out his team, but they responded. Everybody's leadership is not the same way. So some people can baby their players, and they respond that way. And it's like people like Kobe Bryant. I remember one practice, his team was playing shit and garbage. And he said, everybody take his Kobe's off, bro. And he was dissing them.
Yeah.
Some players respond to that, and if you don't respond to that well, then he'll get somebody like Matt Barnes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Kwame Brown was acting all soft, he's like, okay, bring in Matt Barnes to the team because he got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, different strokes for different folks. So along with the play of Kyrie, he's picked it up lately. I love Yuta Watanabe, bro. He's the spark that we need.
Yeah, we need him
team,
back.
Bro.
We need him back.
I need a jersey, bro. his energy for the team is just like on a whole nother level. Royce O'Neal been hitting his threes and shots. Joe Harris needs to pick it up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. And what I seen from Ben Simmons lately, bro, when he's healthy, when he gets fully back, I wasn't a believer at first, but when he gets back fully,
he's been
it's
playing
gonna be a problem,
better.
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Right now we're clicking on all cylinders, bro, and it's great to see for me. I'm just
hold on. You forgot one person though, bro. Forgot Clax, bro. I know you don't like Claxton, but you come on, bro. You got. There's some games he gives you 19 and 11, 19 and 12. Like
all right, Clax, you cool. You cool for a double sometime. You cool for a double sometime.
He's not afraid, bro. He be challenging. Blocks. Like he works hard out there. He works hard out there.
I give him that. He don't back down. I give him that.
He be fucking up my ticket.
I'll give him that. Okay,
yeah.
But overall, in general, I like where we are as a team. And tomorrow versus the Celtics will be a very good test. I mean, we don't have Yuta and Ben, but like it should be a good test going forward to see like where we're at.
It's a really good test.
Yeah,
100%.
So that's where I'm at with it. I feel very confident about the Nets' chances to go far this season.
I'm excited to see what KD's gonna look like against them because he's gonna want to get that back from the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. What?
Sure. Coming off that 15-point game too, I think he was saving it for them.
All right, go ahead, Mauricio. What you think about the Nets before we move on, though?
All right. So the question was, let me see. KD stretching the net ceiling. KD, obviously last night he didn't have that good of a game, but KD's been cooking. Lamare made hit all the right points. KD's been doing great. I can't wait to see what he does tomorrow. Not really much to say about Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant is him, in my opinion. But the net ceiling with them, it's hard because you see them starting to click, and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because I'm in the team that I watch the most, the Lakers. We're in a similar position.
Mm-hmm.
I see that there's a chance to get to the finals, but we got to get through. They got to get through all the tough teams. For example, we got to get through the Bucks, and they got to get through the Celtics, which I think that they could do. But this is gonna be a hard fight, and I need to see that happen first before I can give you a true answer.
Mm-hmm. There's still some question marks with the Nets, but I'm excited to see where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
After the Celtics, we have another easy 6-7 games coming up. A lot of like Wizards games, like shit like that. We should even be climbing that ladder even more. Where I'm predicting, to be honest, just to give a final answer on the ceiling, I mean, the Bucks are still gonna win their games. Giannis, he's gonna give them those 60 wins. Celtics, I don't see them falling off anytime soon. They'll probably win the conference, but I think we'll probably finish third. Third in the conference, and around there could maybe pass. Depending on how Ben looks like when he gets back. So yeah, I could see us finishing pretty much over at third. The Cavs, I think they're gonna mellow out right after this first quarter of the season. Hawks, they might stay around that range. Pacers might stay around that range. I could see the Sixers coming up and the Raptors. There's still a lot of, like we always say, it's still early in the season, but again, we can't just sit on that. So, I think we all agree the Nets still have a lot more to do this season.
So. Can I add that Kevin Durant is still the best player in the NBA, and for him not to be in the MVP candidates last week, they added him to 7th this week. But come on, man, players better than Kevin Durant right now? No. Need to stop that disrespect, bro.
They care too much about
KD.
That. Yeah, they care too much about that record.
KD. Hey, I think they had a similar record or close to Golden State, and Steph Curry was on our list.
Yeah.
So,
true.
Saying
a lot of storylines.
Yeah, there is.
A
lot of narratives, but hey.
Playing NBA, KD.
All right, guys. So, moving on. Let's talk about the top 5 small forwards in the NBA currently. Who are your top 5s? Let's start off with you, Andy.
All right. So small forwards, we got through the shooting guards, got through the point guards. 3 more positions to go. I don't think our lists are gonna be crazy different. In terms of unless somebody wants to shoot out a hot take or something, but. Just a preface, we are putting Kevin Durant on the list for the small forwards. we know that KD is technically playing the power forward because the Nets don't have a true center. Claxton is an undersized big. He's like a 6'10" center. So KD and him are basically, I mean, KD's pretty much taller than him, to be honest. So, like, they're just, at times, even with Ben out there, it's just positionless basketball. But we're going to put KD in the small forwards for this list. So I don't want to see anything that comes. We're putting KD in the small forwards. So, at number 1, small forward, I have Kevin Durant. Um, if I'm putting the top 5 head to head, and you ask me to pick the top guy out of all these, especially with his play recently, KD has been the best uh, player out of the 5 in this stretch. Obviously, I have Jason Tatum at 2, and you can make the argument because of the defensive side of the ball. But I still think that I'm taking KD, especially with the way that he's playing right now. That mid-range shot is damn near unstoppable at this moment in time. It's like every time he lets it go, that shit looks like it's going in. So I got KD, I got Jason Tatum number 2. We kind of went into it last episode. I don't want to barge too much on that. We know how great Jason Tatum is. At number 3, I have LeBron. He's still going to be in that top for me. Just what he brings to the table, it's not much to say about that. At number 4, I have DeMar. It was close for me with 4 and 5 with DeMar and Jimmy because I have Jimmy at 5. Those can be a little bit interchangeable, but if you ask me to pick one, I'm picking DeMar. Jimmy can be streaky at times this season. The Heat have a lot of issues, but I still think Jimmy Butler is still one of the best two-way players in the game. So my top 5, just to reiterate, I got KD, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, DeMar DeRozan, and Jimmy Butler. That's my top 5.
Okay, I like the response. What about you, Lamare? Who you got?
I start from 5. I don't
Alright.
follow out Cam Reddish. It's like, nah. At 5, I didn't go Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I went with Ingram. I left Jimmy Butler off my top 5. Let me just start with that because he hasn't been like playing this like. This is like a stretch of games he would just miss, so it's like out of sight, out of mind type thing.
Yeah.
So I have Brandon Ingram at number 5. That first game of the season that he had versus the Nets, and like he carried it on. Like, I feel like he took like a step in his game this season for sure. Number 4, I have DeMar DeRozan. DeMar's kind of been disappointing. I didn't even really want to put him on his list for real because he's really had he's really disappointing me this year. I don't know if like he's had an injury or something, but he hasn't like been making a noise, especially coming off that great season that he had last season. He's not really doing enough for me. I don't know what it is, but I think he needs to pick it up a little bit. I don't know like if it's like a chemistry problem with him and Levine or with the team or like the coaching or whatever it is, but I think he needs to pick it up. At number 3, I have LeBron James. LeBron is still LeBron, LeBron is LeBron, Number 2, I have Tatum. Number 1, I have Kevin Durant. Tatum he can not easily. They're like kind of interchangeable. It could be 1A, 1B type thing. Defense that you said though, I want to bring up a point with Kevin Durant. I think he's like, he's top 10 for sure in blocks.
100%.
I also read a stat. That I think his opponent field goal ratio is like below. It's like very very low. So but he's playing some good defense as well. Not to say that Tatum's not playing defense or anything like that, but it's not as close. I mean, it's not as far as I think people like it is to be.
No, yeah, definitely not.
On Twitter. I was having a debate on Twitter about that, so I just wanted to like clear up that point. But
Saw that.
it's like 1A, 1B for me. With KD, 1A, and Tatum. So that's my top 5 right there.
All right. So a little bit of a hot take for me. I got Jason Tatum at number 1 right now. That just the way his offense is, the way his defense is, he's just going wild. KD's number 2. Kevin Durant. We've talked about it. That's him. 3, LeBron. Not much needs to be said there. Like, Braun is Braun. He proved it last night too. Got a double and a dub. Number 4, I got Brandon Ingram. And
Damn, that Brandon Ingram love.
To Lamir's point, that game where he stepped up against Brooklyn was crazy to watch. I wasn't expecting it. I thought that I was gonna sleep on the Pels this season. He put them on notice for me. He put them on my radar. Like, now I'm watching out for the Pels. Now whenever I'm having an argument with somebody, I'm like, yo, watch out for them Pels, bro. Like, they're serious. Like, they're a sleeper team. And then number 5, I got Jeremy Grant because I feel like my boy has not gotten enough love. He has been like carrying the weight over in Portland while Dame's been out, and I'm just saying Jeremy Grant is tough.
I love that pick actually.
OKC made.
I actually want to put him up. Nah, I ain't gonna do it, but I really respect that pick. I really respect that pick for sure. He's been putting on for sure.
Yeah, he has, bro.
I put him set. It's just because so I would agree, and I like that pick. Because again, it's your list, but it's just like, although we're talking about DeMar and the way he is, like I had to look up the stats real quick. His 3-point percentage is actually down, like worse than last season. But he's averaging 26, 4, and 5 right now. So they're DeMar DeRozan numbers, like what we know them to be. The Bulls are not, like, if the season ends today, they're not in the playoffs. But I think it's going to continue to pick up, and it's too early to say. But if you had to pick, like the way that I do my list is like, if we're in the playoffs, I trust DeMar DeRozan in those games more than I trust Jeremy Grant or Brandon Ingram. Like, if you ask me to give me a player for the playoffs, I'm taking DeMar still.
I'm taking BI over DeMar.
Oof.
I'm taking BI over DeMar. Like I said, like he's.
But what's the
reasoning
though?
Because he's been showing me, bro. Like, he's the go-to guy to get a bucket. If you need to get a bucket on the Pels, they go to Brandon Ingram because he makes his own shot.
But DeMar's a bucket.
No, I know he's a bucket, but here's my other take on DeMar. I think DeMar needs Lonzo to come back.
Yeah.
To like just make life easier for him.
Yeah.
Also, your point, he had, like, if you go look at the resume, not that Brandon Ingram resume is like impressive, but last season was like his first time to shine, and he actually put on against that number 1 seed, the Suns.
Yeah,
he actually put it on, looking like a young Kevin Durant, bro.
Yeah,
and DeMar, like, time after time, you think he should win a series, and he ends up,
losing. Yeah, and like the Pels are also the ones that gave us the blueprint of like how to stop the Suns. Just tire out
Suns, dog.
CP3. You got your respect back from me. CP3.
You seen that CP3 Kanye?
So he got his respect back. But yeah. Oh, yo, on this list, by the way, y'all boy Yuta, he's ranked 7 on this list, like the one that we have.
Nah, he's up there.
On the website.
Yeah.
I think that has to do more with like his efficiency and the way that he's leading the NBA in 3-point percentage, and he's just 50. He was shooting 51% at one point. I was like, what the fuck? That doesn't even make sense.
Yo, it was like one game he was not missing no corner threes, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It was insane.
All right, so let's transition here real quick. Got to get into Luka and the Mavericks that have run into a little bit of a wall. Not Luka, because Luka's been absolutely destroying right now, and his numbers have been fucking crazy. He's averaging 33, 8, and 8 on the season with 2 steals a game. Like that's the part of his stat line that is surprising to me. Like, he's averaging 2 steals a game. Shooting 50% from the field, 33% from 3. A lot of these guys that we mentioned still aren't, fantastic shooters from 3, but Luka doesn't need that 3 ball to put up those numbers. He's just, you can't speed him up, you can't slow him down. Luka's just, once he gets to his spots, you're kind of at his mercy. But it's really the Mavs. I think what I want to get into is just talking about the Mavs. Like, what do you guys think is causing the Mavs to struggle? Because it's not Luka. Luka's playing unbelievable basketball. But for some reason, the Mavs just cannot catch that groove that they were on maybe earlier in the season. So, Mauricio, what do you think? Like, what have you seen from the Mavs?
For me, Well, first of all, like Luca, I'm really happy I picked him up in fantasy. My boy's averaging like 61 points, so like I'm happy as hell. Lamare, we're going to war next week. Just letting you know, I'm up for you. But my thing with the Mavs, and this is something that I saw while watching the game against the Warriors, the game where they called like everything a travel. Um, this is something that they were talking about, and like I completely agree with. They said that once they lost Brunson, it was only Luca and Dinwiddie, and then they lost Dinwiddie, and then you kind of saw what happened with the team. I believe they lost that game. I think, right? Not sure. Kind of, I think I fell asleep, but losing another playmaker like Brunson just automatically puts more weight on his shoulders, and then so when he goes like to take a break and stuff, you got Dinwiddie taking over the show, but it's not like having Brunson out there where he can also get his own shot and get himself a bucket. Same thing with Dinwiddie. So along those lines, having players that could just create for themselves whenever you need to get a bucket is always great to have. Which is why Brandon Ingram was on my my list for at number 4 because he could get himself a bucket and he's a go-to guy to get a bucket if you need a bucket. So for me, it's the fact that they're just missing another playmaker on that team, and that's slowing them down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely, they lose a playmaker in Jalen. But also, I mean, the depth. I'm gonna just send it over to Lamare because I want to close on this. I think one of their biggest problems is the depth of the team. Um, I
That as
mean,
well.
with me, I'm very familiar with Spencer Dinwiddie. Before while he was on the Nets.
Mm.
I mean, we had two players that were kind of sought after with him and Karras, but I'm taking Karras LeVert over Spencer Dinwiddie by a landslide. There was just a lot of like inconsistencies with Spence. He was on enough. Early on, I was pretty high on Christian Wood, but that's died down. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what happened because they were for 3 straight games they were in a groove that I was watching. I was like, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
works, but something happened. There's a disconnect now with Christian Wood and Luca. It's very weird. So I'm gonna pass it over because I do want to close on it. So what you think, bro?
Yeah, Christian Wood's on my fantasy. I'm ready to drop him. Um, they do not work. The problem with the Mavs is they don't have a true system. Like it's just Luca. Like they're just relying on Luca to be
Yeah.
great. Um,
Yeah.
and their system that they do have is just get a bucket. So like you need a bucket getter. They don't really have bucket getters on their team.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Dinwiddie is not really he could get a bucket, but he's not really a bucket getter. If they
No.
had like a Bradley Bill or something like that, it would probably work
Mm,
out. And they're expecting Christian Wood to also get a bucket, which is Christian Wood isoing
nah.
is not really like what you want for
It's
your
not going to win you game.
team. It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna get you any far. Um, say that Luca doesn't get players like involved. He does. I mean, he is kind of like a James Harden, like how old James Harden was in a
Mm-hmm.
way,
Yeah.
in a sort of way. And with the Mavs though, it's like I mean Tim Hardaway is coming like off injury, so Tim Hardaway is a reliable person for me. It's like Reggie Bullock,
These are
Denny
just
Finney Smith.
guys. Josh Green,
Yeah, they have. I don't think those reliable role players. Maybe
Dwight
for
Pla-
somebody else.
Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah, like those players are not good enough. Those players are like good enough for like if you throw them like on a like already contending team like that like Golden State. If you throw a player like Powell on Golden State or something like that, or
Yeah.
Denny Finney Smith on the
Uh,
Nets, not like they have all those type of players like glue guys with just Luca. You know what I'm saying?
we
I know true second player.
we forgot to mention the storyline right now, which is Kemba Walker, who's
Yeah.
going to Dallas. Um,
He's a bucket getter, but we don't know
I
how he's
I
gonna
don't
like
think
come
he
off the
I
layoff.
I think it's too late, bro. I think if you're
Yeah.
relying on Kemba Walker to be your number 2, like you're doing something wrong. It's too late for him. And he's
Yeah.
coming off an injury, and I read an article like today while I was at work. So, GM was saying that his knee does not look good. And
Mm-hmm.
like if you're relying on Kemba Walker to be what you're missing for like to fix that gap for Jalen Brunson, like bro, you're about to be disappointed. Kemba's not that guy anymore. Like everyone thinks that he's still Kemba Walker from Charlotte. Like that those days are over. Kemba Walker's been through too many injuries, and a guard like that who relies on that quickness, injuries to the legs, like I mean, John Wall
And he's
caught a
a smart guard
resurgence.
too.
Yeah, he caught a resurgence in the Clippers, but that's because he doesn't have to carry that workload. So
Yeah,
you
bro.
have those sparks. You're gonna ask Kemba Walker to be a number two, bro. That's like a train wreck ready to happen. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't
That's
like
really
the
the problem.
roster, and you can see like Luka's frustration.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They got to make some moves. There's a lot of players gonna be freed up here in December and January. Um, like once these dates come where the whatever happens with the contracts, I always forget. Um, but there's gonna be a lot of players available. Hopefully, they have a good organization over there. But it's like you gotta make it work. You don't want to like waste Luka's seasons. Not saying that
Yeah.
Luka's like he's not even in his like full prime yet. But Luka, you don't want to waste these MVP seasons of Luka. You want to take full advantage of them for sure.
I completely agree.
He's still young though, but he has time. But I do want to give some do want to hold Luka accountable though at the same time because there's some games that he should beat. Like some games that he can be win by himself, being great, but it just doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Like that Pistons
Sometimes,
game, that was ridiculous. That's
yeah,
horrendous.
like you should beat the Pistons, bro.
You
like,
gotta
there's
win
no
that
excuse
game.
for that. There's no excuse for that. So I want to hold Luka accountable at the same time.
Right. Games like that, like you gotta take those.
Yeah,
I
completely agree with all that. But moving forward and moving on, there's a team that I want to talk about, and me and Lamare kind of both agree on this
y'all
certain
can take
player.
it. I'll close.
I want to talk about the failed experiment, in my opinion, and going on in Minnesota with those towers. What the hell is happening with those towers?
Go ahead, bro. Y'all got that.
Yeah, Lamire, you can go. I'm gonna go right after you, bro. I got you.
Bro. I don't know how many times I keep saying this. Shit not gonna work, bro. You have to build around Anthony Edwards and trade the remaining. You're gonna keep one? No.
Ooh.
Actually, you trade Cat. I would keep Gobert. I don't know. I really don't care for both of them. I don't really care for both of them.
And the Jersey legend.
Rudy Gobert don't belong. He's not from Jersey for real. He's
Cat?
from like he's from the suburbs of Jersey.
Cat's from Bayonne.
That's not Jersey.
He's like, that's
He's
just Jersey City.
He's not from the trenches at all. He is so soft, bro. I hate that we have to claim. I hate that we have to claim Cat, bro. I hate that we have to claim him. He has no dog in him. He has zero dog.
Nah, he got zero.
Did you see that photo of him trying to post up DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew he had no dog.
Yeah.
That's why I knew he had no dog. He just acts like a goofy. I don't know what it is with him, but
it's weird though, cause he goes at Embiid. That's like the only matchup that he goes at.
Yeah, the only one that he goes to,
he's
bro.
just fake tough. Like, you know when the Lakers had that losing season and they played the Lakers and he was mic'd up. He was talking all this shit, like,
nah, he
bro,
is.
he's like,
and then,
shoot, like, he just makes me so mad.
Yeah, and then he got humbled in the playoffs by the fucking. Oh, I won that bet too. I guess you. He got humbled in the playoffs again by the Grizzlies.
It was no way they should have lost that series, bro.
Nah,
it was no way they should have lost that series.
They lost that series. It's because of Ja.
It was no way they should have lost that series, bro. And they had the lead in like most of those games, and then just blew it. Like, you was being compared to Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid at one point. You just like, bro, like it's not working. Like, Cat, I don't know. He's just average to me. He can he's like talent wise, he's okay, but he just don't have that dog in him. Rudy Gobert, bro, he doesn't belong in. He's just tall for nothing.
That was such a weird.
He's tall for nothing, bro. They throw him lobs, bro, and he literally like, how you miss a lob? You like 7'4", bro.
He has no offensive package. Nothing.
Victor Wembanyama is better.
Yeah.
He's better than him right now.
Hell yeah.
Right now.
Oh yeah, bro.
Hell yeah. Not even close.
He's better than him right now.
Fuck
Rudy
yeah.
Gobert do not belong in the NBA. I heard like he would have all his defense, like, bro. He's like one of the worst defenders if we really like watch basketball. Yeah. If you put Rudy Gobert in the pick and roll, he's gonna get cooked every single time.
Thank you.
Anytime you watch the playoffs, that's the Jazz downfall.
He's got that old timey thing where it's like he's a good shot blocker, but that's what all the old bigs were, just good shot blockers, bro.
Exactly. He just jumps high. He's, you know what I'm saying?
He put his hand up. That's it. Yeah.
He has 2 left feet. He has bad footwork.
Yep.
NBA players literally calls him out. Like I see Tracy McGrady call him like, "What do you work on?" He doesn't work on anything. He just blocks shots, bro.
Yeah.
He's just
But,
that's all he does. He's just a good.
He finessed somebody out of 200 million, bro. I don't know.
200. Yeah. I see why I really see why Shaq be hating, but I see why he get mad at him for getting 200 million just for being tall.
Right.
Mauricio, I'll pass it out to you, bro.
All right, bro. So thank you for the lob. Appreciate it. Dunk it. Better than fucking Rudy Gobert. He went off on Cat. I'm gonna go off on Gobert. I'm gonna follow up on that. I have a fucking problem with Rudy Gobert. There's no reason why he's getting paid that much to be tall and fucking just. That's it. That's it, bro.
It's
a 6'3" point guard moves him out of his fucking spot every time. Embarrasses him every time. Okay, and not just my boy Russ. Put any guard on him, cooks him every time. All right, put a fucking small forward with decent handles, cook, bro. Like he is ass. He is ass. He's very good at help defense. I will give him that. Help defense, he got that because he's fucking tall and he could swat that shit if he needs to. But if he's going guarded 1-on-1 and somebody's slightly faster, dog shit, ass. No, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. The Jazz got away with robbery.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
They got away with robbery,
that's
bro.
Absurd.
The part is they was trying to tank and they got better.
They gave Minnesota an empty Sprite bottle and sold it for $200 million. That's what they gave him, bro.
They gave back
like
so
that's
much, bro.
that like holy shit, bro. And now to speak on Cat, listen, I hope he gets better because injuries suck and I don't want to see any player injured. But damn, bro, like
he's not a one.
Like, why did you have to fucking like? My issue with Cat is like, why did you have to have such a problem with Jimmy Butler when Jimmy Butler could have like toughened you up and like built you better?
Oh my god!
Like he cried and got Jimmy out of there, bro. You saw what happened as soon as Jimmy went to Philly. That team was nice.
But it wasn't even just him either, though. Wiggins wasn't feeling that shit either.
Wiggins wasn't feeling it too because Wiggins was still being childish at that time.
Wiggins wasn't feeling that either.
That was along with Cat. That was the both of them, bro.
They got together. They went up to the GM and they were like, "Yo, we're not feeling this dude, bro."
Yeah, that's their fault because they were being young.
The difference with Wiggins though, he was willing to listen.
Yeah,
when he got to Golden State,
Draymond put that shit in him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Draymond was like, "Yo, bro, you are number one pick."
That's any of us though, bro.
What the fuck?
That's any of us.
Like
though.
you're number one pick.
If any of us are Andrew Wiggins and we get to the Warriors situation, you gotta act right. This is a different kind of system.
Especially with their system, exactly.
Yeah, it's a different system.
Yeah, bro.
He fits perfectly with the slashing and cutting.
Hell yeah.
That system.
He looks amazing.
Instant chip, bro.
Amazing.
That's it.
And he's not the number one or two option on that team. I mean, he could be number two, but like he wasn't there to be number two, but he actually is number two. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He can like that system is just perfect for him. But Cat,
Cat, listen. Anthony Edwards is your franchise player. It is no longer Cat.
Blow it up, build it around Ant. You could trade D-Lo, Cat, package them niggas.
Damn, I forgot about D-Lo.
No trash. Matt, if you see this, I'm gonna post this in my IG story. D-Lo, tons.
Yeah, he's done loading, bro. He's done loading, bro.
That next season he had was a fluke.
He's done loading, bro. He needs an update. D-Lo needs an update. He's done loading,
still loading, bro.
Bro, it's unfortunate, dog, because like Lamare said, I hate that we gotta claim him, but like I love Cat, dog. Like Cat's just not a one. He's not a one. Cat is not a one. If Karl Anthony Towns is the best player on your team, he's only gonna get you so far. His best season, 2019. Well, I actually can't even say that because he only played 35 games. So we're going to take the game with the season in 2018. I mean, 24, 40% from 3, 24, 12, and 3. Like, if you give Cat, like, a number one, like a true number one, he's... Honestly, to me, Cat's like a power forward, dog. Like, he's not even like a center for real. Just the way that he plays perimeter, the way he be shooting the ball, like, he's so reliant on that three ball now.
Can I say something? That's the problem. Shooting too damn much.
He's
He's
shooting
not
the ball.
Kevin Durant. You're not Kevin Durant, bro. Get your ass in the mid-range post area. Do you not see Anthony Davis
It's
working in the
crazy
mid-range?
too, bro. How you getting?
That's the problem.
There's no reason why he's getting like consistent double-digit rebounds every season. He averages 11 for his career. But the blocks, it's too low, bro. Like, where is it? He makes Jersey look bad. Like he really does.
The problem, he's fucking soft, bro.
Yeah,
There's
he
no
is.
reason he should be launching. Yo, it was a game I seen him. I think he launched like 5 threes in the first half. Why are you launching 5 threes in the first half? Get your big ass in the fucking post and do some shit, my nigga. Bang, son. You feel me? We from Jersey. We got mentality. We got dog mentality. You not banging with these niggas, bro.
Ant Edwards, y'all know how I feel about Ant Edwards. I mean, he's not staying. He's not staying in Minnesota. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Anthony Edwards will not finish his career in Minnesota. Not even get him out. He's gonna get himself out at some point. Promise you that. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna blow it up, Cat still has value. Trade him, get as much as you can from him, send him to a contender. Build around Ant, make sure he develops well. Give the ball to Anthony. At some point, bro, you gotta like Orlando and T-Mac that shit. You gotta give him the ball. Just let him do what he does. He's young, he's talented, he's got a really bright future. But Karl Anthony Towns seems to have hit his ceiling in Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, that was the worst, probably one of the worst trades in NBA history. I mean, there's not much to say more about that. D'Angelo Russell, he's just another guy now.
Just another guy.
I mean,
yo, listen, it's because of that trade, bro. It's because of that Rudy Gobert trade that they couldn't get rid of. They couldn't trade KD because of that Rudy Gobert trade. Because of that they couldn't trade KD.
Yeah, because they gave everything, bro.
They gave up everything, so they were like, "Yo, we have KD."
You do a simple ass trade for KD. That's damn near disrespectful if Rudy Gobert's getting that shit.
He definitely, bro. Nah, bro. But yeah, it is a problem. Fucking, you gotta make
Edwards to the 76ers or something, bro. Give him Joel Embiid. I bet you he'd take something.
That would be nice.
Start a new Twin Towers over there. Send Carl over there. Carl and Embiid.
Nah, hell no, bro.
Bro, he plays the perimeter anyway. He's not gonna clog up the fucking Embiid in the center. He's not gonna be in there.
His ass. They don't even mess with each other. Embiid know he's so.
Yo,
that's
Andy,
tough though. Anthony Edwards and Embiid, that's tough. With Maxey, that's tough.
Put Anthony Edwards with your boy Jokic, since you always talk about
bro. Lamare, I don't know if you peep, but every episode I say, if you just give Jokic like a real 2, like they win the chip because Jokic is
bro.
him.
No,
we needed Denver button.
Very too much, bro.
we need a Denver button. We need a fucking Victor button.
We need a Denver
we need to
button.
add those 2 buttons to the show, bro. Definitely need to do that. But
all right, Mauricio. So
yeah, I think they would have won it last year. To be honest, too. That's a topic for another day.
So let's move on to the question of the day. Ended off with a good one. We're gonna be restructuring the top 3 plays of the week. So for right now, just give us time on that. We're always coming up with new ideas, but we want to make sure that it flows well. We didn't just want to put top 3 plays in there just to put it in, because we gotta do some improvements. But question of the day, we hear it a lot with the physicality argument. Especially, I mean, when you hear it the most is when players and older players and the old heads, they talk about this generation of basketball, how it's soft and everything like that. So in your guys' opinions, I'll start with Lamare. Which was the best defensive era of basketball? You can go by decade. You can give me like a stretch of 5 years. It's all gonna fit in. So what do you think was the best? Like when you were watching basketball or the research that you did, what was the best era where you looked around and it was like, these motherfuckers play real. This is defense. This isn't like I'm gonna hit you because I can't stop you. That's not defense, dog. That's not defense.
You just brought
I have my pick.
I'm mad you just brought that up.
I have my pick.
I'm kind of happy you brought it up at the same time, but I wanted to be the one to bring it up. And actually, I seen a post on Bodo Stop on Instagram too, and he says like the 2000s, like the early, like the Kobe era, like the 20.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of hard because for me to choose, because it's like different defenses. If we talking about like one-on-one defending, I would say like that era because you had Tony Allen, you had Torian Prince and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which good one-on-one defender. You had Ron Artest and such and such.
Mhm.
But like today too, it's like a lot of schemes. Just because like I feel like today's offensive players, like the average offensive player, I mean the average NBA player has like a bag type. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yep.
that just evolved with like time. So they developed like a game because you need an actual offense to be an NBA player in
This is the
today's game.
skill era.
So
Mhm.
exactly. So with that said, it's like a lot of defensive schemes. Like you watch the Raptors play basketball, it's like
Yeah.
a lot of schemes and shit that I probably can favor over another era because say like when I watch the Nets play, right? They double and triple every team literally double and triple teams Kevin Durant from like jump ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You watch Steph Curry play, and every time he gets a screen and roll, he gets blitzed on the screen. So it's
Yeah.
like different schemes for like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't like during that time. It's kind of hard to say if like imagine if like you have Tony Allen, they send a help with Kobe and stuff. Would Kobe be doing what
Right.
he's doing? Because he really was just playing one-on-one versus like a great defender. You know what I'm saying? All credit to him, but like it's different.
That
Like you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's a really good point. Yeah. I
It's
mean
different between team defense and individual.
that
That's like
that goes into how that's how Detroit beat the Lakers. If you really think about it, it was their defensive scheme. It's the way that they were playing Kobe. They were
exactly,
trapping him. They were letting
exactly,
Shaq play
exactly,
one on
exactly,
one. They were fronting Shaq, letting him play one on one. He got his 30 or whatever. But as long as they took away
exactly,
Kobe by trapping him,
exactly. Cut the head off the
that
snake.
exactly.
Exactly,
That was the plan.
exactly.
Like it wasn't the
So
one on ones
imagine
because no one was stopping Kobe one on that team.
exactly. So
I
imagine a
agree.
full era of that type of
Yeah,
defense. That's
that's a really
that's
good
like
point.
that's kind of what I see today. But I could definitely eliminate like the '90s and '80s and
Yeah,
all that. Them
get
hard fouls
that
and all
shit
that
out of here,
overrated shit.
dog.
That shit is not. That's not defense.
Get that shit out of here,
That's like
bro.
that's just hard fouling. Like just because you can't stop a player, like bro, that's not defense, bro.
No, it's not.
Scottie Pippen, I'll give Scottie Pippen was locking up, but he was on Jordan's team, so
He was switching
um
1 through 5. He was guarding everybody.
yeah, he was actually locking up, so I'll give him credit. But like the rest of them, like the Charles, like all them hard fouls, Charles Oakley and
Guys like Oakley,
Bill
they can't play today.
Lambier, man, pack them up.
They can't play today.
I would give it like between any time from like early 2000s to like now. Individual defenders, I give it to early 2000s, but like team schemes and stuff, I like today's era.
All right, bet. What you got, Mauricio?
I gotta say, I like from 1998 to 2005.
Okay.
I like that space because like you guys already talked about it and said it like that during that Kobe era, the defense that they were playing was nice. It wasn't how it was like like early 90s like hard fouls and everything like that. I felt like it was actual like very good defense. It was still physical, like you still got hit, but it wasn't like how it is now. It's just like like a little slap gets you a fucking foul call.
Yeah.
Even though they have been not calling as many fouls as they were calling them back when we were in high school. But for me, that's my pick. Um, I don't really need to go deeper into it because you guys already discussed it. But that
Yeah.
is my pick. I think that was the best like defensive era in my opinion.
All right, so I'm gonna go with 2000 to 2010. So I think the last great defensive teams that we saw, outside of obviously when the Warriors became the Warriors, because the Warriors were a great defensive team, especially kind of like to what Lamare was saying, the schemes, and even with KD, the way that they would keep him on certain teams, they'd have him at that safety, and you would see KD swat shit, and they were just locking teams up, and those point differentials were crazy. But I'm gonna give it to 2000 to 2010. The reason why I started watching basketball in the 2007 2008 season. So you still had guys like Ron Artest that we mentioned, Ben Wallace, who I think is the greatest defender of all time. If you really go deep into Ben Wallace, bro, and look at those statistics and look at how he held his matchups to field goals, he won 3 Defensive Player of the Year. Or I think it was 4 actually. I think he has 4. I could be wrong on that. I think he has 4. Dwight Howard has 3. But just watching players like that and Ron Artest and Bruce Bowen on those years, Jason Kidd was an underrated defender. He was just a big guard. real big guard. Guys like Kevin Garnett during that time. I mean, Kobe, like just an absolute demon on defense. Um, I agree with today's day and age with the schemes. But I just think that that one-on-one presence that they had in those 2000s, and to see like you, if you were averaging 30, you were fighting for your 30, right? If you were a T-Mac, like they were trying to hurt you. Like, go watch those matches with Bruce Bowen and T-Mac, the way that Bruce was trying to play T-Mac, because there wasn't anything you could do. T-Mac's jump shot was like damn near like where KD's jump shot is, and he's shorter. Because T-Mac would just elevate off the floor, and like you couldn't stop that shit. Like Bron was averaging 30 in that era, but that was when Bron was asked to score. You know, it was like, Bron, we don't got another scorer, dog. Like you gotta average 30. You know what I'm saying? Like these were like guys like Marcus Camby, Sean Marion, Kmart. Like these are guys who like that's what they loved. Defense was everything to them. Stack Jack, like he was nice, bro. Not on the offensive end, but he wasn't scared of matchups. We brought up Matt Barnes. Like these guys, like their whole identity was defense. Tony Allen, one of the greatest defenders I've ever seen. Like
They were all
Tony Allen,
dogs.
dogs, the
First
dog
team all
era,
All
defense.
dogs, bro.
dog
Like,
era,
you need
dog
dogs,
era.
Team
bro.
all
That's
defense.
Kobe Bryant.
dogs.
I mean, god damn, bro.
Dogs,
We
bro.
talk
It
about
was just,
Kobe.
yeah,
Damn.
era just had like great mentality on defense. They took pride. That's actually what I miss about the NBA. In these
Exactly.
matchups. They used to take pride.
The reason why I push it to 2010 is because then we saw Dwight Howard, and that was just a crazy fucking thing to watch. Like a center moving that fast, that big, just swatting shit, taking people off that pick and roll. He was going under that pick and roll, just bro, like that shit was crazy. Somebody mentioned Tayshaun Prince, like Chris Paul, like I know Mauricio, like Christopher,
No,
Chris Paul,
CP3.
defender. Tim Duncan during that time,
Chris Paul
one of
is
the greatest
favorite.
defenders ever. So I'm gonna give
I
it to
used
that time.
I used to hate that series.
If we
That
talking about the
PC Clipper
'90s,
series.
bro, man, a lot of those players can't play in today's era. A lot of them can't. Those guys were out of shape. They were just big. They was working out like football players, bro. It was straight vanity workouts. It was chest, shoulders, biceps, smacking each other around. Oh, you got by me because I can't guard you. I'm gonna bring you down to the floor. What the fuck is that, bro? Could you imagine putting KD in that era and like fouling out because you're sending him to the line, and he's shooting 85% from the free throw line? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do with players from like what we're calling like the skill era? What you just gonna beat him up all game? Like, what are you gonna do to Giannis? You're just gonna beat him up all game? He's gonna keep coming. Like, I think those arguments are ridiculous with the '90s talking about it was so tough. No, it wasn't, man. You guys were just hacking each other because you couldn't guard anybody. Like, just because you can't guard somebody and you hitting them, that's not defense. That like I've always hated that argument, and they bring it up in like the GOAT debate and everything. I hated that argument. But I'm glad that we all understand that there was an era of basketball that we watched, and I'm glad that you did that with the schemes of today because it is true. In the skill era, you can't play a lot of guys like one-on-one. You can't play KD one-on-one. He's going to cook you.
Skilled. Yeah, it's way
You can't
too
play
many
KD
skilled
one-on-one.
offensive
You
players.
can't play
I
Luca
agree.
one-on-one.
Hell
And
no.
you go back to what we talked about. Luca gets the ball a lot in these possessions. There's not a lot of ball movement when it comes to the Mavericks. They'll make one pass, that ball comes right back to Luca. So you have to trap him. Jason Tatum, like you gotta trap him. Like, look at how they played KD last year. That was a defensive scheme to take him out of the series. Like
They
for
sent
us,
everybody.
for
They
us,
sent
it looked
everybody
like
to
they
him.
were beating him up, but it was just great defense. Like
Yeah.
it really was. But that's what you have to do, because if they didn't do that,
A
I
little
mean,
both. A little both.
nah, they were definitely like some questionable. I mean, we know the questionable calls.
Yeah,
But,
I get your point.
Yeah. but I'm gonna go with that.
Like
We
because
we
it's
we showed a
scheme,
lot
yeah,
of
for
love to
sure.
the 2000s, and I'm glad that we all went there. That's where I started watching basketball. A lot of us fell in love with basketball, so we got to give it to them. So coming down the stretch now, I mean that was a great episode.
I think it was.
It was
Definitely do
fun.
think it was.
The NBA, sometimes it gets like this where it's a little quiet. We're talking about the same teams, but the same teams are just doing crazy shit right now, so we got to keep bringing them up. Same players are doing crazy shit, so this is not the last time we're gonna have Lamare on the show.
This is not.
Just like we brought up Josh. These are the guys that we rock with that really have that
Tune in for
basketball
next
knowledge.
time.
Absolutely, and there is going to be some heated debates. This was as docile as it gets when it comes to this group. I'm gonna be honest.
It's gonna get crazier. It's gonna get crazier. I promise you.
The next time.
It's gonna be a crazy moment eventually.
The next time.
So we appreciate.
Respond to them episodes, that last episode. I still respond. So definitely tune in.
We appreciate you guys for watching, man. Go check out the TikTok. We got some fire stuff coming out. You know, we're hitting December, end of the year. We got a few more episodes coming out before our break in January, which we will be talking about later. Mauricio, yes. You want to say anything else to close it out before we head out, my brother?
Well, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. Like always, comment, subscribe. We have to start saying that because we keep forgetting to say that. We're definitely gonna get a Victor button. We're gonna definitely get a fucking
Denver button.
A Denver button for Andy. But definitely comment, subscribe. Check out the clips that we're gonna add at the end of the episode for me and Lamare when we are at the Brooklyn game tomorrow. You guys are gonna see that on Monday. Just very excited for this episode. I can't wait for the next time we have Lamare back up on the show, and hopefully next time it's a
that Boston pack.
A lot of
gotta smoke that Boston pack.
hopefully next time we have Lamare, it's a heated debate. We're gonna have something spicy next time we get to you. I promise you that. Yeah. But now to hand it off to our brother Lamare. Any last words, Brody?
Thanks for having me, guys. You know, this is one of the calmest episodes y'all gonna have from me. You know what I'm saying? My first episode. You know, once I get more comfortable, you know what I'm saying, in the mix. Yes, I'm gonna let these two dudes have it. You know what I'm saying? They came at me crazy last week. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely have to turn it but I appreciate the hospitality of having me. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, bro.
And this is a great episode, and you know.
All right.
Catch that with you guys.
Yeah, word. Real quick, I forgot to say one last thing, man. It's really been 7 weeks since we've been doing this, and we're growing on strong. We really do appreciate the support from everybody that's contacted us, telling us that they like what they're seeing. Thank you. We really appreciate it. We do it for you guys because, like we said at the beginning of this podcast being started, we want to bring you the most authentic shit. Like 100%. No bullshit. No bullshit.
No bullshit out here. It's real talk, real basketball knowledge, baby. That's it. Episode 7. Signing off. We'll see y'all.